So we are back, and CA has just released a patch. Not that I am complaining, but of course you always have to wonder whether the patch will mess with any of the mods that you're using. I don't think it will in this case. I took a look at the patch notes. They're not all that extensive, and really none of the mods that we're using here seem like they should be affected not only by this patch, but most patches in general. But there is always the possibility that something could go haywire here. So anyway, back to this campaign, and we've now got 2 provinces. We, of course, are going to keep trying to build up. Let me make sure that I actually have...
Thorek, Ironbrow.
Do I have... First of all, before I move here... Do I really want to commit to moving west? Yes. Yes, I think I do. Okay, so let's go ahead and get... oh, shoot. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I forgot already my strategy. I need to come down here and recruit. He is going to drop off what he recruited, and I think pick up... Let's go ahead and grab the most damaged of the Dwarven units. We'll leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to take these also. We're going to leave 5 Dwarf warriors in Thorek's army, plus those Ironbreakers. That should be enough of a front line. And then we're going to fill it with... fill the rest of it with Quarrelers. So... as I was saying, I want to have a lord in this region because we want lords to get credit for, first of all, they can actually help reduce the cost of buildings, and we also want them to get credit for that happening while they're in there. Okay, so we're just going to leave our eastern front for the time being. It is only vulnerable if the lizard men decide to turn on us. I really don't think the City of Dawn, the vampire counts up there, would turn on us, so fingers crossed, and let's go ahead and get some recruiting done here. And I don't think there's a whole lot else to do. Now, we're very rapidly going to run out of money again, and I would like to be able to build a little bit as we keep improving this province. But we really... I think we want to hit Skarbrand before he gets too much stronger. Let's just see how strong he is right now. We're at 104. He's at 47. I know that sounds like he's way stronger than we are, but quite frankly, I think we can take him. Of our immediate neighbors,
this night,
none of them, well, Clan Moors starts to, they're starting to scare me a little bit, but, well, anyway, we can't just hole up and defend. We have to press on and attack at some point. Now, I do have 309 oath gold, so let's just double check. Yeah, I know that I want some Ironborn tankards, but possibly there might be something worth building here. So armor 10, fire resistance, nah, not all that compelling. How about... no. How about enchanted items? No. Okay, we're just going to hang on to it, I guess. We've got most of the character runes that we need for right now until we start recruiting more lords and heroes. And... just check diplomacy real quick.
are you ready?
The City of Dawn, no thank you, not interested. in making nice with you full time. Long term, that's what I meant to say. Okay, very good. Reduce our recruitment costs just as we probably can't afford to recruit anymore. Always good timing. Have an economic building about to go up here. Let's go ahead and get some economics improvements in Devil's Backbone here. Can we also afford it here? It's probably worth it. Means we're not going to be able to recruit
Tried and tested.
2 units of quarrelers. We can only recruit 1. But we really need more income. Okay, you keep building.
Time for a reckoning.
You're going to have to wait a turn. Because we definitely want 2 more quarrelers. That's going to get us a total of 8. Kind of like to have 9, but I can live with 8. And then we will bump up our economic building next turn. Anything happening here that I didn't pay attention to? Don't think so. Just a real quick double check here again. Let's see if there's any chance at all.
It is night.
No, we really can't do anything to encourage Kroq-Gar to trade with us. That's too bad. That would have been really nice. Perhaps in time. Are we still going up with him? We are still going up. A little bit more. Okay. How many... Okay, he's at war with the... Skarbrand is at war with the City of Dawn. That's really irrelevant, pretty much. And the Top Knots, who we have not met. But if he's all the way up to 6 settlements, that's actually pretty terrifying now that I think about it. That means he's probably all but won the war against the Top Knots. Oof. Well, what we're going to try to do, we've got 2 strategies here. One is we try to make a sneak attack. We declare war on him the same turn as we attack Death Gorge and potentially take his capital. That would be a big win if we can hold it. Secondarily, a second option would be that we try to lure him, because he's going to declare war on us if we don't declare war on him. It's just a matter of when. We could basically just kind of hide out in ambush stance and see if he will come down and attack us. And we could maybe catch him with both armies, or maybe even our armies plus the settlement garrison, which would be really nice. Our garrison is somewhat decent here now. However, that's a little bit less exciting for a video, and so this is really anybody who might be playing this campaign with these particular mods. You're kind of at a crossroads right here. You could go defensive. I believe that would probably work. You could turtle up. He's going to declare war on you. He's going to attack you at some point. You could go defensive, turtle up, and fight a more sort of a passive aggressive type of a campaign. We, however, I think are going to try to push our way up and take Death Gorge sooner rather than later. So let's go ahead and do our best to get our army prepared to do that. Okay, enough talking. He's healing up. Research available. Let's go ahead and get some improved damage for our quarrelers. That will be very handy. And not really any armies over here, anything in particular that I should have to pay attention to, I don't think. The real fly in the ointment is going to be if we for some reason have to race an army back to help defend those settlements over there. But really, in this province,
The wisdom of
by
the
far the most important, the highest priority settlement is the capital here, Carrick Orid, probably. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and got everything ready to advance our turn again. I do leave armies deliberately in march stance, and I don't know whether there's any possibility of it or not, but the longer you leave your armies in march stance over multiple turns, it seems like the more likely it is that you'll get the trait to improve your movement. Okay, that's what I was thinking about right there. He did not have it yet, but now he does. A little bit of control. It's pretty good, actually. What's our control like down here? Yeah, we're at minus 47, but we're very slowly improving down there. Up here, we're still suffering from a lack of control. Really, we need to get him up to 3, and we need to start getting a public order building going. But that the time will come for that soon enough. Okay, so we gained a rank, we got our units, we got our traits, we got all that. We're still sitting a little bit less than 1,000, but I'll take it. And not really anything more to do but to buff our Thane in combat. Probably no reason for him to not be wearing that Helm of Discord. Okay. Alright, so Thorek now
Lord of Garrisons.
is going to go into...
Dwarves never tire.
If I go to here in march stance, I don't think he's vulnerable. He's still in our territory. He still gets the very, very limited amount of replenishment that he needs. And I'm assuming he'll go further than... Yeah, definitely will go further than he can in underway stance. Alright, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and get him all the way up to here. Since we had to stop recruiting at 18, we're going to go ahead and give him back a couple of warriors.
Aye, grudges will be settled.
There you go. You can have those two.
Yes,
Can I hide you? Yes, I can.
as the High King commands.
Not that it makes much sense to do that, but again, actually probably makes more sense for him to also be in march stance. Okay. Now we're cooking with fire. Can't level this up just yet, but 935 per turn. About to build this, which will add an extra 200 to that. We're doing okay. Economy is not in complete shambles, which it often is for me when I completely mismanage the size of my armies. Let's check the diplomacy one more time. The bowmen here, they worry me a little bit because they are deteriorating. Krukgar is out now, much stronger. Much stronger. Labaris is still very weak, so I'm not too worried about them.
Yes.
Okay, nothing to do. Let's go ahead and do one more in turn, and then see if we want to start the invasion of Skarbrand. Okay. Alright. So, still no sign of Skarbrand himself. No war declared. No armies over here threatening me. Let's just take a look at the situation. Wow, the boatmen got a second. They're not at war with anybody. I think they only started with one settlement, but maybe I'm wrong. Krokkar still going up. That's good. He's now the strongest of any of our neighbors. That's fine. He's, I think, unlikely to declare war. Skarbrand is all the way at 42. They're vulnerable right now. They got a lot of provinces, but they are vulnerable. So now here's the big question.
If you want something done right,
If I go in any kind of regular stance, I'm going to suffer damage. I don't think I want to race up there in march stance anyway, because he very well could declare war on us. So let's use the underway, and this is how far we can get. And again, this is the desired result that we wanted from the mod. It is not real easy to just make a major offensive into enemy territory like this. It's going to take several turns. So it's going to be a little bit risky. We're going to be in his territory for several turns before we can even launch the attack. The real question then becomes what to do with my second army. It's only 3 units plus the Lord. It would still be nice to have it. They got a stack size of 20. Oh my goodness. Holy cow. Alright, well that's the super garrisons that I wanted. Alright, we may have to rethink attacking that though, because that is asking for trouble. We're going to have to take several turns to siege it down. And again, it's what we wanted. It's what we wanted. But it is going to make us very vulnerable. Okay. I can't really afford to leave this undefended. Going to have to trust Thorek to be able to...
grudges will be settled.
To take care of business up there by himself. And in the meantime,
Summon me if you dare.
let's keep working on getting our economy improved. In another turn, we don't have nearly enough funds for it, but in another turn we would be able to, we'd have enough population to go ahead and level up one of the other settlements. Really though, the focus has got to be on economy buildings right now. Going to take 3 more turns before we can level up anything here. Well, let's see what happens. This might be a short-lived offensive campaign up here. Okay. Nothing to do. We don't seem to really be getting any closer to Krokkar accepting a trade agreement with us, even though his attitude is improving. Oh well, it is what it is. Alright, let's give this, fingers crossed, another turn. Okay. So, correlers are a little bit better. That's good. Let's just say here, I'm assuming that, yeah, we cannot reach again this turn. So we're going to stay in. We could always start raiding. How much would we get by raiding? 266. You know, that's not nothing. We can almost already see how significantly strategy has to change with this combination of just several different mods. The stronger garrison, let's not forget that not only do they have these stronger units in there, but if they're defending, they get buffed they get leadership buffs, and I think melee defense, maybe? I don't remember exactly what else they might get. But we're buffing settlement garrisons in settlement battles to make them that much more difficult to take. So his army definitely outclasses ours. It might be incredibly foolish to just recklessly charge up there. So let's rethink. Let's, you know, it's not the most exciting thing, but then we wouldn't be using these mods if we wanted to be all aggressive all the time. So we're going to rethink our strategy a little bit. We're going to go ahead and keep raiding him.
Unbending.
He'll declare war on us and he'll come to us. Sometimes you've got to adjust your strategy to the circumstances, to unexpected circumstances. Meanwhile, we got economy going up, and next turn we might be, how much is it to build tier 1? 1100, good. So we'll be able to get an economy building going in Marak next turn as well. Then finally, with all those economy buildings going up, I think we'll be able to focus then on growth and public order and defenses. Really would probably even be a good idea to get defenses up here in this settlement in Karag Arid, because this is going to be the front line against Skarbrand. Almost positive of that. All right. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and start our next research. Let's go ahead and keep focusing on economy, I suppose. Although it might not be a bad idea to get Dwarven. Yeah, let's do this. Let's try to get our relations up a little bit higher with Krokkar in particular, but also helps with some others. That would be nice then to, if we can get some kind of, maybe not even alliance, but just a trade agreement with him would be really nice. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and check this out.
Libaris shall rise again.
In fact, really quickly, I just want to look over the relative strength. So kind of everybody's pretty much more or less where they were. Manfred's getting a little bit stronger. The City of Dawn, I wonder if they're involved in any actual fighting with Skarbrand. Not sure. Okay, well, let's go ahead and keep this going. Okay, so wonderful. Let's have some beastmen to deal with as well. Okay, another mission just to get our okay, so they're at war now with our brothers, our brother dwarves up there. And we're about to be on our own, and I wish I knew where those beastmen were going to be, but I have a feeling that pretty soon we're going to be facing Skarbrand and also the Skaven Queek. But we'll deal with that when the time comes, and we won't worry about it until then. Let's go ahead and get that going. Really hate to go through an episode with no battles to fight, but I also don't really want to end the campaign by charging in and attacking that city, or being stuck up there sieging it with my main army and having Skarbrand come down here and blow up Karag-Urud. So we're just going to have to play it a little bit safe right now, and this is, again,
Come on!
this is an experiment. This is what we wanted to try out, is just how much the dynamic changes with these mods. So I think we're finding that out. What I'd really like to do is see Skarbrand coming into this area. You know what I can do?
For the wisdom of
At this
the
point,
land.
there's no reason to not go ahead and pull him
The grudge bearers will. Time
pull
for
him
a
out and
reckoning.
get him raiding as well. From here I can always get back into the city when we need to. And what I'd like to do is have Skarbrand declare war on us, have this guy maybe raiding but at least stay visible, our secondary army, and have Thorek go into ambush stance and see if we can lure Skarbrand in. That's probably going to be our best bet. I have a feeling when Skarbrand comes, he's going to have an extremely strong army. That strength rank of 38 is much better than ours, and it's probably almost entirely in his army. That's my guess. It is, however, just a guess.
Darkness come.
Nothing to do here. We're actually getting farther and farther away from being able to get a trade agreement with Krokkar. That's not good, but wonder if Hecleus's AI has something to do about that. Something to do with that. All right. Not much to do here until we've got the money to continue our growth, but at the rate we're going, we should have some better funds here pretty soon. Okay, yet one more relatively quiet end turn. How much oath gold are we getting per turn? 4 per turn, not very much. Just flying through the turns now. And I haven't really been counting the turns. We're all the way up to 27. I have to think that in a normal vanilla campaign, a good Thorek campaign, you'd probably have already pretty much wrecked Skarbrand by now and be like all the way up here. So on enemy number 3 or 4, as opposed to our situation where we took care of enemy number 2 and we're not even yet taking it to enemy number 3. Okay, so we got... Oh, we encountered the top knots. At least now we can find out how strong they are. Oh! And the Beastmen declared war on Skarbrand. That means that we'll probably see the Beastmen are destroyed next turn. It's my guess. So... Skarbrand lost. I think he had 7. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I thought he did. If so, then he's actually lost a settlement. And the top knots are... They're still at war with Skarbrand. Okay. They're obviously not friendly towards us.
Now.
Okay.
The goddess will.
Yeah, Krokkar declaring war on us would just completely wreck this campaign. So I'm glad that we chose improving diplomatic relations. Okay, at this point, I'm going to stop. This is an extra 100 per turn, but it's not going to pay for itself for 17 and a half turns. So at this point, I'm going to start saving the money to start building higher tier settlement buildings, and when the time comes, some public order and some defenses here. In fact, I almost wonder whether it might not make more sense to go ahead and start defenses here. No, not ready to panic and start building up the city walls just yet. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do the aforementioned plan
Beards in belts.
of raiding with both armies. Guarantee Skarbrand doesn't like us now. He's all the way down to 137 on the way to 214. Okay, well, we're still at least close enough to get back, to skedaddle back to safety if we need to. Not going to do any more buildings this turn. Let's... Okay. Come on, Skarbrand. I'm ready for you to... There we go. Okay. That's what we were waiting for. And here he comes. Okay. Oh, and it's not even Skarbrand. That is a secondary army. Somebody named Kagan. Interesting. Well, good. Hopefully we'll even be able to get another battle in this video after all. We can take him. Absolutely, we can take him. Never been so sure of anything in my life. Just like I thought. Took care of business up there. No, actually, I was kind of expecting it to be the Beastmen that got destroyed. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. No problem at all if we can get him to attack us. So what we're going to do is...
Ready.
Actually, could we even... Could I even reach him with Thorek? I can, but he would... No, he's in march stance. Oof, I wish I knew where Skarbrand was. I wish I knew where Skarbrand was. Okay, we're going to attack him this turn. And then we're going to decide what to do with our second army. Based on whether or not I see Skarbrand. But most likely we're going to have to... We're going to have to attack him and then go back into march stance and rush down here because we're going to be starting to take attrition damage. Okay. Do we want to even worry about getting him involved in the combat? I don't really see why not. Let's go ahead and get him in position. Let's go ahead and attack.
Already done.
All right, this is exciting. Decisive victory. Obviously, we could auto-resolve if we didn't mind taking more casualties, and if we wanted to be lame and not fight all of our battles ourselves. I mentioned this in the Warhammer 3 is better than you think video, which are just kind of thoughts off the top of my head, but I love fighting battles, and for me, I really just don't get the sense of why people would play these Total War games and auto-resolve the battles. I mean, I get that some of the battles, it makes sense to do that, but I think it's probably too many players. Well, I shouldn't pass judgment on other players, but the temptation is always there to see that you've got an easy, decisive victory. Why not just go ahead and auto-resolve it? And doing that to me just takes so much of the fun out of the game. Okay, let's go ahead and get Thorek up front. Let's go ahead and get our other leaders into better position. We're not really going to worry about this guy coming in 2.5 minutes. Let's go ahead and get him into reserve position. And let's go ahead and start the battle. Let's start moving forward here.
Yes, consider it done.
Is he moving? Or is he waiting for us? Looks like he's waiting for us. Well, if he's going to wait for us, I'm going to walk. Because I know this this mod does have... I checked. It does have fatigue effects. Increased fatigue effects. I think we want to make... No, it's not going to be any problem to go through the trees here. We'll clear them before we actually engage with his army. So our quarrelers will not be adversely affected by all the trees. Reinforcements have arrived. Let's go ahead and get you guys up here on this flank. Go ahead and have you run because you're way behind. How we doing here? Okay, I just realized I don't want him to start shooting just yet. Oh, too late. They're already coming. Alright, well, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and get... let's get our line thinned out a little bit there up front. Let's go ahead and get these guys. I'm assuming that since Skarbrand is all melee units, that he is going to charge in headlong. That one pack of Chaos Furies is going to try to get around to hit my back line, I'm assuming, but I've got enough quarrelers that I really don't think that's going to be a big problem. And I think my quarrelers from there, well, these two might have a little bit of an issue, but from most of the units I think are going to be close enough to the edge of the trees that the trees should not block them too much. Even though we have a pretty decisive advantage, there's really no reason for us to play this stupid.
Longbeards!
Okay, our quarrelers have opened fire. They're already going to make short work of the Chaos Furies. Let's go ahead and get Thorek.
Death! Oath and steel! The ancestors watch. It is time for the Ironbreakers!
Okay, that. I don't want him. No, I don't want him doing that. He's going to do more damage to our troops. Got to be careful with those iron blasters for sure. Okay, let's go ahead and start charging in. Oops. Alright, my iron breakers, I think I'm going to take them off of fire at will. Well, you know what? Just get in there. At this point, we've got it already pretty much won, I believe. Let's go ahead and get these guys shooting at them. Let's go ahead and get him firing at those marauders as they run away. Thorek, he's already running away. Let's go ahead and get all these guys headed over that way. I think they're all just going to disintegrate here at this point. I guess they're all humans. They're not going to disintegrate. Well, I would have liked to have killed that, but to his lord, but there's just no way that we're going to be able to. That's the problem with dwarves. They can't really run anyone down. So I will get less of a what's the word I'm looking for? Almost said spoils of war, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. For being a writer, I sure do have a hard time coming up with the right words sometimes. Really obvious words, too. Okay. We're not going to be able to rush back into our province this turn. So I think once again we'll take the treasury and oath gold.
Let's see what you're worth.
Don't love the attrition that we're going to be experiencing, but the good news is I'm not seeing Skarbrand right now. Let's see how he looks on the balance of power. He's down to 43. Still a little bit stronger than us, though. Really don't want him to hit us from behind while we are trying to siege down his capital. And I also don't want him to run over here and take this city behind us while we're leaving it undefended. So we are going to run back. These guys, at least, are able to get back into our territory and not suffer attrition, but Thorek, alas, I hate being in march stance in enemy territory, but I don't see him. I don't think he can reach us. Okay, let's go ahead and finish getting our Axe Lord up. And can't take the third rank of sharpened weapons just yet. Go ahead and do, what is Hearth and Home? That's Vigor, Rune of Breaking, Sundered Armor. Yeah, we'll do Sundered Armor for now. Okay. Alright. So far, things are still going pretty good, but despite the fact that they're going pretty good, it's still a slow grind, and I'll keep on repeating it. That's what we asked for. That's what we wanted. Let's go ahead and get Karag Orud here up to tier 3. And we'll do one more in turn, and then we'll kind of probably take stock of Skarbrand in particular, but the whole situation at the beginning of next turn, and probably need to take a break at that point. So what do we have here? We got, oh, I was not expecting this. Okay, so what happened here obviously is probably Cetra has defeated Manfred, knocked him down, and Manfred would actually be willing to accept a peace treaty with us. I'm not going to accept it, but I do want to see how much he would pay us. A measly 143, absolutely not worth it. We do not want to tie ourselves to Manfred long term. Okay. Alright, well, unless I'm forgetting something pretty major, it's a good first battle against Skarbrand, but the war is very much far from over. Alright, let's see what happens here. Let's see. Oh, got a hero coming down. That's all, though. We don't see Skarbrand yet. Interesting. Okay, there's the attrition. A little bit of population still. Yeah, see, okay, so what we have to remember, of course, is that the minus 50% campaign movement is affecting our enemies, not just us. So that's probably why Skarbrand has not been able to race back here quite as quickly as we might have expected. Let's give it maybe...
Thirsts for war, as the High King commands.
Let's give it another turn. I am going to move him down into ambush stance. Now, probably this hero unit is probably close enough to pull me right out of it. But if not, maybe we can lure Skarbrand down and lure him into attacking our unit here. I'm going to go ahead and give this another turn and one more end turn before ending this video. Meanwhile, we're all the way down to minus 81. We got to be really careful about our public order here. How are we doing public order wise down here? Minus 51. We're just stuck there. Okay. All right. Well, don't have the money to level up any more settlements just yet, but we will soon, especially if we can have another battle. Nope, we're going to ignore the building upgrades. We are going to maybe go with... I think we have enough leadership. We're not really desperate for Dwarven Resolve at this point. Although it is a necessity before we can get some other things that we do want. So we don't want to ignore it for very long. But obviously, I don't really care too much about the recruit ranks at this point. What I'd really rather focus on is the extra ammunition. So I think that's a good choice, possibly. And then, of course, we also need the economics. But for right now, we're doing okay economically. We need to make sure that we can make our limited size armies as strong as possible. So, extra ammo, we'll never say no to that. And we're still improving here. Let's just see. Negative 2.8 still continues to become harder, probably because he's getting stronger faster than our relationship is improving, but maybe that'll change now that we've done the technology research. Okay, here we go. Probably the last end turn for this recording. Yeah, he pulled me right out of ambush stance. Not surprising. But I wanted to... The most important thing was to get Thorek back into our territory to replenish anyway. Maybe I have enough money to risk trying to assassinate his hero. It will really depend on what his percentage chances are. I suspect they are not good. Alright, still no sign of Skarbrand. We're not all the way healed up, but we're healed up enough that if Skarbrand is going to continue to ignore us, and he is still continuing to fight, well, really, he's only fighting the City of Dawn.
Ready.
And I just have a hard time believing that they're actually even fighting each other. So he's got to be coming at us. He probably is coming straight for us, but he's so far away because he was wiping out the top knots over in this area somewhere. So it's just, that's why we haven't seen him yet. Probably any turn now we'll see him. Okay. Still cannot afford to level up a settlement just yet, but next turn we will be able to. And All right, well, before I worry about the assassinations and the continuing strategy against Skarbrand, it is time for me to have some dinner. So, thank you all for watching, and hopefully you didn't hear my phone just go off in the background. And so far, so good. We'll see you in the next one.